Sirtag just uploaded a video about this really interesting Royal Giant deck where you got a 91% win rate. So we're gonna test out this deck if it's really that good or if Sirtag is just pretty good with this deck. And let's look at all the matchup we can get with this Royal Giant Dark Prince Bowler deck. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, make sure to subscribe and also make sure to use creator code mod in the shop. And I would say let's jump to games and let's find how good this deck is. We're going directly into this game here, and I need to tell you guys this deck is a really interesting one, right? We got a ton of splash. If you're struggling against splash cubes, or you have like problems against type of Goblin Gang decks, Witch decks, also Wizard, is that good? It's really good since you have the Lightning. But this is really great since you have the Baby Doing, you have the Dark Ones, also have the Bowler. So I feel like this deck in mid ladder is really good. So the deck in top ladder is for sure also viable since one guy is using this deck, or at least like different variations. Some is with the Barbarian Ball, some is he's switching up things. But if you really have problems in mid ladder and you're like looking for a new deck, I mean typically you also get the Ewis. So you have a really good answers. The only real problem I see is bait, since you don't have a small spell. But the good thing is you have the Ewis. So if you face like Mighty Miner bait, Ewis is just so annoying to deal with. So this is why we have the Ewis, I guess, in the deck over the Ice Wiz, since it's way better against the Mighty Miner. Also, a great thing about this deck is it's a non-champion deck, so we always love to see that. So it's not like a typical Royal Giant deck, since the typical Royal Giant decks, I would say at least most of the time. Okay, I'm also going in now since it's single target damage to things with the cannon and also with the Musketeer out. It's like Royal Giant Fisherman, right? The Royal Giant Fisherman is normally the Royal Giant decks you want to play. Or you're playing, but it's like a really different variation, like a more like control oriented. And as you guys can see right now, there also the kind of problem is that we have just 4 elixir cards, or most of our cards are 4 elixirs, so we're kind of struggling to defend big tubes sometimes, since we don't really have a distraction against it. So I guess it's also a deck which gets better in double elixir time. So we kind of want to make sure we don't take too much damage. So he's using his Musketeer in the back. So far so good. We kind of survived against a really popular deck, the single elixir time. Now I'm using my Dark Ones in the back, and let's see. So I kind of want to make sure I'm letting the Dark Ones tank. Now I'm going to go for Baby Doing plus Ewis, and also hopefully kill the Musketeer, and we are fine. I know, like, I will get a tower eventually with like a Royal Giant Lightning Push. I think I'm just gonna let it go, to be fair, since I feel like this was a really bad Hog Rider. Even he gets one shot. Now it's just time for me to slow wall, going in for the Royal Giant in the back, and just chill. I'm gonna drop my Goblin Cage here preemptive. Even if he's going to play in the queue, it's a completely fine investment for me, since I still have the Bowler, which I'm gonna play in the right light in case he's going for the Hog Rider. And I'm just going to go Baby Doing here, trying to chip away already on top of that. He most likely will use a cannon. I'm going to go for a lightning here. Also hit the G-Skelly to kind of make sure it's not going to survive, hopefully. But I think it's still surviving. But at least my Bowler kills that, and he doesn't have a cannon and cycle anymore. So I can distract the G-Skelly. First of all, make sure the G-Skelly doesn't connect to tower. Also doesn't get a bomb on top of the Baby Doing and on top of the G-Skelly. And also, I get the Royal Giant on tower, since he's really low on elixir. GG's well played. Awesome first win. So guys, here we are next game, and also what is great like about the Dark Prince, right? You like to have Dark Prince and Bowler both against the Goblin duel. So we have to target the Bowler, our opponent's gonna go play Goblin duel. We got the Royal Giant Lightning to break through. I guess it could be an Arch Queen deck, so we have Lightning is really great, and I just think this is really great. So okay, no, he's playing a Mighty Miner variation, so this is even better maybe, since we have the Ewis against the Mighty Miner. I guess he plays a deck where I like finish number 1 in Wall Roof. I'm just gonna go for a Royal Giant here, since I feel like I can easily do it, since he still to defend the Baby Dragon. Oh, he misplaced the Spear Goblins, and he cannot pressure opposite lane since we still have the Dark Prince. But I guess also an advantage about this deck is that opponents, they don't really know this type of deck, right? We're going for a Dark Prince here. If he goes in for a Mighty Miner, which he most likely will, we can use the Ewis, and he didn't expect the Ewis, and this is absolutely massive. This is just what we want to see. Surprise opponent with the cards. Yeah, so also really interesting. I didn't really talk about it earlier. Oh, that's annoying. That the one bad survives. We have the Goblin Cage in the deck. We have the Goblin Cage in the deck, which gives the opponent some more lightning value, but it's also in some situations better on defense. I guess the reason why we have the Goblin Cage in our deck is that we're kind of liking on single target damage. We don't really have like too much single target damage, since most of our troops are splash damage. So, yeah, I guess that's the main reason we are having this cage in the deck over the Tombstone as example. So I have like a really good defense against Giant and Golem, since we would be struggling with the Tombstone there. So we're using our Dark Prince here. Dark Prince is doing a good job. Not the perfect timing, so one Goblin gets through, but I'm not really complaining too much about that. I don't know if I should RG in front of this. I guess I'm just going to go in for another Royal Giant back, since I know we cannot really do much. Eevee's now cycling me, I can still activate King Tower and so on, so he's using this. So, I can go in for an Eewee here. Yes, he can go Fireball Log, but that's completely fine for me. So, I'm using my Baby Dragon here. That wasn't the best ability of all time, so I'm using my Bowler. And the thing is, I'm just gonna let it go, right? I'm not gonna Lightning, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna go Tornado even, since with the Tornado, the RG will might get a shot. No, but at least the Baby Ring is so annoying. Baby Ring is for like the Goblin dual decks, at least like this deck, really, really annoying, since it did just have the Mighty Mine and the other cards are just spam units. So I'm just gonna go for my Royal Giant here. He's going to be aggressive, which is surprising for me. So, also, yeah, that's great. Since the Dark Prince tanks that, that's really, really good, the Mighty Miner. And also the Royal Giant is on tower. I think we need just one more shot. I'm gonna go for the Lightning. Another really dominant double. I need to say the key in this matchup is that we for sure have two great ants against the Goblin. We also got the Baby Dragon where the opponent doesn't really have anything against that. Facing off Manas, I really like to go in for a cage early on, since I feel like it's the safest starting play you can do. With this deck, I guess even most of the situation, even I did it before, is Royal Giant the bridge most likely the better play, since it's not really like a Royal Giant cycle deck. If we talk about RG Fisherman, we always want to go for the Royal Giants in the back, in most of the matchups at least, besides facing Golden, but against control decks, and going for the Royal Giant in the back, and then cycling two Royal Giants, being aggressive with your Fisherman's cycle really quick. But the thing is with this deck, right, you have like more of a beatdown deck, more of like a defensive deck, where you want to counter push. So your opponent's going in, and except from Golden, you get the Baby Dragon down, you get the Dark Prince down, you get the Cage down, then you want to play Royal Giant at front. This is at least my key. And I think we're playing facing a Golem deck now, so hopefully this is exactly what I'm like we are gonna see, what I was like just talking about a few seconds earlier. So the Baby Dragon will get hopefully on top of the Electro Wizard. Yes, let's go. And I just want to wait here. I'm just gonna chill. But he has Ice Spirit, which is interesting. So I'm gonna use my Electro Wizard here plus Royal Giant instantly at the bridge, since he just has 4 Elixir. And I need to do something, since like, yeah, he has a pump on the map. So having a pump on the map is really annoying for me. Okay, the problem is, can I go for a Tornado here to activate King Tower, or was it a bad play? I can go for a King Tower activation here. The good thing is the Knight, which doesn't go into the rage. This is great. And you also need to defend the Dark Prince, so I think we shouldn't be that much behind on Elixir. So this is good. I think the smartest play for me right now, even it seems pretty weird, is slotting the Eewees. No, we can't let go with the Ice Spirit. Without the Ice Spirit, I would have done it. As you guys can see, we're so low on Elixir. The only really thing, or like the only thing I hoped is that we can defend it with double Elixir time, since we have the King to activate, but otherwise it will be really hard. So we have the Cage, we got a Bowler. I really want to cycle back to the Baby Dragon, since it's really helpful to have a Splash plus Tornado combination. I also think, yeah, I'm gonna go Lightning here. There was a beautiful Lightning. And I'm going for my Bowler now. Bowler's coming down, it's great. Using my Tornado. This is good, Tornado's coming down. And we are doing a pretty solid job. So as you guys can see, we were down. We were down in the Elixir, but we are still easily able to defend this one. Going for my Baby Ring now. Dark Prince. Okay. Using my Eewees here. I really want to win the bridge fight. I really want to win the bridge fight. I guess I can. I just need a Bowler here. And if I go now for my Royal Giant, I don't really see any way from winning this one. Also going for a Baby Dragon here. The Royal Giant gets on tower for 1 shot. The Royal Giant gets on tower for 2 shots. The Royal Giant gets on tower for... no, not for 3 shots. But at least the Bowler might get on tower, right? He's gonna log it, but the Bowler still should get 1 shot. Like really 1 huge shot on top of the tower. I'm using my Lightning here, predictive on top of his Eewees. Didn't really work out, but the good thing is we still just need to decycle 1 more Lightning. So I'm using my Bowler now. Just make sure that in case the Nightwatch comes down, we easily cleaned it up. Also, we got a Tornado. Wait a few seconds. Now we're gonna go a Tornado. Also kill the bats of that. And look at the Bowler just killing up everything. So you got 2 really big pumps. One of like a full HP bump, or like 2 full HP bumps on the map, but he still wasn't able to punish me since our defense. It's just so strong, and I kind of see the point having engaged in it. For sure against lightning would be way harder than poison, but if we would have had tombstone in this matchup, we would have lost it immediately after him having such a big pump advantage. Facing off Alpha Billy, I don't really know what to start off. This is the only thing I really don't like about this deck at all. It's more like an passive deck. Maybe you guys like kind of enjoy this playstyle, but I don't really like to do, or like I like to wait for the opponent to do the first move. So this deck, it's a really good deck. It's also a non-champion deck, but for me, my playstyle is for sure more of like a cycle player. So I personally prefer playing the Warrior Giant Fisherman cycle decks, more like getting energy down and trying to get a really cheap defense with the Fisherman, with the Hunter example, with the Skeletons, with the Ghost. One having more like a beatdown deck like this is. But it's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that, if you prefer this one. But the good thing is for sure you don't need to have champions in the deck, which is really good. Since most of the normal Warrior Giant decks you currently have the Arch Queen, but you can also for sure sub in the Hunter. So Bro is coming down doing a pretty solid job. He's just gonna lock this run. But you can also, if you're struggling against bait instead of the Dark Prince using a Barbarian Bolt, that's where also the guy who's using his deck is doing a ton of times. And I'm just gonna use the cage here. The cage is coming down. Okay, really good bats, but I think the King Tower is helping. I'm using my Dark Prince now on the miner. Really good Dark Prince catching that. I just want to make sure the bats are not taking my tower, so they're just chipping. Also, really bad Spear Gums. I guess he misplaced them. He wanted to log, right? He wanted to log, so okay. I guess in this matchup I really want to be careful, so I'm just going to cycle my Baby Doing in the right lane, not going Warrior Giant in the back, since I feel like this guy knows what to do and he knows how to pressure. I'm using my Baby Doing in the back. He's using his Smart Wall Break here just to pressure us a bit. We don't have a small spell. I cannot really go in since, yeah, I don't really want to go in without EUs since he has Mighty Miner. So he's going for a miner here. I don't really understand this miner. Don't really get it. But I'm just going to use a cage here. Cage also distracting 2 of the 3 goblins. Okay, I need to go Warrior Giant now. I don't really have other play. I don't really want to play in a Dark Prince in the back, like going into a cannon. So now I'm using my Dark Prince. Okay, he's going opposite lane. I'm just gonna let it go. It's just like a push which gets the same amount of damage, right? Like it's just a normal amount of damage. If you're like going for minor bats, I need to defend it since it gets way more damage. Well, it's way more damage potential than a Wall Breaker. Minor Wall Breakers always get the same amount of damage. Minor bats, if you don't defend it, you will lose your tower eventually. So what I'm gonna do right now is just gonna use another Warrior Giant here. I'm gonna Lightning now. Really good Lightning, since doesn't matter what you do, we will get one shot. Yeah. So I'm happy about that. One shot is already fine. So we let the damage go on the left side to kind of come back into this one. So using my Dark Prince here. That's a great Dark Prince. Let's go. And I guess I'm just gonna go Cage here in case he goes in Wall Breaker. I know that Baby Dang is annoying for him. I guess I'm going to cycle Bowler here. I really want to go save lane normally, so I'm gonna go for my Baby Dang here just to kill the... How's it called? Okay, I'm using EUS here. I just hope the EUS kills that. Or at least like one of them. And right now, I still have my EUS on the map, so I'm just gonna go Warrior Giant here. I'm just gonna go Dark Prince here in the middle. This is a fine play. What I'm gonna do right now is just gonna nail the boy away, and we know if it's worth it, but at least we got one shot, and we also get 2 shots, right? We get two big shots. So I'm using my Baby Doing here, using my Goblin Cage, and this is a really close game so far. He's playing it really well. He's playing it so good. But I'm still pretty comfortable that we can take this one. Baby Ding is gonna log on top of the tower. No, it's not, but I can go for my Warrior Giant now. And now it's time for me to play an EUS predictive at the bridge. And this is what gets us the game, right? He's going for the good game. I can just go for Lightning here. Make sure we get the Warrior Giant off the tower. We're also going to Tornado that we hit the cannon with the Lightning. GG's, well played. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoy you guys. This deck really doesn't suit my playstyle or doesn't fit into my playstyle, since I really prefer the Warrior Giant cycle ones. But if you don't have champions, if you're feeling like you want to play an easier Warrior Giant deck, which is like more about defending and counter pushing, this is the Warrior Giant deck you want to play. It's also for champions, so everybody can play it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which YouTuber deck I should use next in the comment section. And I would say I'm out. Thanks for watching and goodbye, guys.